Okay, so we are proceeding with cleavage. Okay, what is the meaning of cleavage? So in our last video, we have seen that mating of male and female gamete, that is mating of sperm plus egg, it is going to result into zygote. Okay, and this zygote, it is going to encounter the cleavage process, in which there will be a formation of a 2-cell stage, then 4, then 8, then 16, and so on, and finally it is going to result into the blastocyst stage, where after the formation of blastocyst, it is going to implant itself into the uterus of female, right? So right now we are only interested in this stage, that is the cleavage stage. Okay, so if we talk about that, why we are studying the cleavage and what are the different factors are there which is responsible behind this cleavage. So depending mostly on the amount of yolk in the egg. Okay, the cleavage can be a holoblastic, that is total or entire cleavage, or it may be a meroblastic, which is known as the partial cleavage, right? So there may be an existence of two type of cleavage depending upon the amount of yolk in the egg, right? And if you don't know what is yolk, so yolk is a food deposited in the eggs of an animal that will provide the energy and building blocks required for the development and growth of that particular organism. Okay, so I think right now it is clear that what is yolk, and depending upon the concentration of yolk, we are going to divide the cleavage into total two categories. First will be the holoblastic and second will be the meroblastic. Okay, holoblastic means the entire or the total cleavage, and the meroblastic means partial cleavage. So let's focus on this two type of cleavage now. Okay, so we have seen that there is a total existence of two categories, that is your holoblastic as well as the meroblastic. Okay, holoblastic is your complete cleavage, right? It's a complete cleavage, and meroblastic is incomplete cleavage. So now the question is that why is that so? Like, why holoblastic is showing the complete cleavage and meroblastic is showing the incomplete cleavage? Because in holoblastic organism there is an existence of low concentration of yolk. Okay, so there is a low concentration of a yolk, and in case of a meroblastic there is a high concentration of yolk. And that is the reason why we are going to see complete cleavage in case of low concentration of yolk and incomplete cleavage in case of high concentration of yolk. Okay, so now let's focus on the egg or the distribution of a egg. So in case of a holoblastic, if we talk that the holoblastic cleavage is further divided into two categories depending upon the amount of yolk, right? So the first category is a isoleucithal. Isoleucithal egg means what? That egg is going to have a uniform distribution of uniform distribution of a yolk throughout the egg. That will be known as the isoleucithal. Make sure isoleucithal is a condition of egg, not the cleavage. Okay, it is representing the condition of egg. That means that particular egg is having a less concentration of yolk, high concentration of yolk, and if it is having a low or high, then in what kind of pattern it is having, right? So in case of a isoleucithal, the organism will be having a low concentration of a yolk, but that yolk is going to distribute in a uniform manner throughout the egg, right? So this is the first type of cleavage mainly, which is focusing on type of egg. Second type is the mesoleucithal. Mesoleucithal means it is going to have a moderate amount of yolk. Okay, if we talk about the meroblastic, so meroblastic, it is going to have a teloleucithal. That means large yolk, it will be situated near the one end, because meroblastic organism, they are going to have a high concentration of a yolk. So telo means what? That is the one end. Okay, so the entire dense yolk, it is going to concentrate, or it is going to situate, it will remain situated in a one corner or near the one corner. And if we talk about the centroleucithal, so in this case the yolk is it is placed in center of the cell. So let's understand this with the help of a diagram. Okay, so this is the entire diagram through which you can easily able to relate that what is the meaning of isoleucithal. That means yolk will be distributed uniformly, and you can see that the whole yellow portion is representing the yolk. Okay, So this type of egg, that means the isoleucithal egg, we are going to get in case of a C argine. Okay. And if we talk about the mesoleucithal, where there is a presence of moderate amount of yolk, so you can see there is a presence of moderate amount of yolk, and this condition we are mainly going to see in case of a frog. If we talk about the teloleucithal, so in this case the large yolk, it is mainly situated in the one end, right? You can see here it is situated into the near the one end, and it is of a large amount, right? There is a large concentration of yolk, and this type of cleavage we are mainly going to see in case of reptiles and fishes. Last is the centroleucithal, that means yolk will be concentrated in the center of the cell, and this kind of egg we are going to see mainly in case of a insect. Okay. If we further want to divide that like what kind of cleavage we are going to see in what different kind of animal, so in that case, depending upon the concentration of a yolk, we can further divide this into a different category. Okay. So in case of a holoblastic, there is a existence of two type of yolk condition, that is isoleucithal, mesoleucithal, and in case of a meroblastic, again there is a existence of two type of egg condition, that is the teloleucithal and centroleucithal, and the basis for this division is the concentration and the position of yolk which is present in egg. Okay. So the isoleucithal is further divided into different category, that means an organism which is representing the holoblastic cleavage, that means it is representing the complete cleavage, and it will be having a uniform distribution of yolk throughout the egg, and that will be representing a different kind of cleavage. So the first cleavage will be a radial, and this will be found in echinoderms. Okay. Second cleavage will be the spiral, and this will be found in annelids, mollusk, and the flatworm. The third type of cleavage is mainly the rotational cleavage, that is representing in animals, nematodes, that is mainly in C. alien. And fourth type is the bilateral, which will be observed in tunicates. So if a question arises that what kind of cleavage we are going to see in case of a mammals, so it will be what? It will be the holoblastic. Okay, holoblastic, or you can say that the rotational holoblastic, because this new categorization, it is also representing the cleavage only, but in more specified form. Okay, this was the condition of yolk, and this was the generalized term which we have used for the complete cleavage. So if you are talking about that what kind of cleavage is mainly observed in case of a mammal, so it will be the rotational holoblastic. If someone is asking that what kind of cleavage we are going to see in case of our tunicates, so it will be bilateral holoblastic. In case of echinoderms, it will be radial holoblastic. In case of your annelids, it will be spiral holoblastic. Hope now the categorization has been clear to you. Let's now focus to the next category, that is the mesoleucithal. Okay, mesoleucithal, that means mesoleucithal, it is only going to have a one category, that is the radial. Okay, and that will be represented by all amphibians. Okay, so amphibian, it will be showing radial holoblastic cleavage, and the condition of egg will be the mesoleucithal. If we talk about the meroblastic, which is mainly going to represent the incomplete cleavage, so it is also having a categorization of egg depending upon the yolk concentration, that is the teloleucithal and centroleucithal. So the teloleucithal, again it has been categorized into two different part. First is the bilateral. Okay, bilateral is represented by the cephalopods, mollusk, and second category is the discoidal. Okay, so discoidal cleavage, it is mainly represented by fishes, reptiles, and birds. So if questions comes like what kind of cleavage is mainly seen in case of a reptile, so it will be the discoidal meroblastic. Okay, because this is also a this is a specified cleavage, and this name, that is the meroblastic, it is a generalized form, right? So in case of fish, reptiles, and bird, there will be a discoidal meroblastic cleavage. If we talk about the centroleucithal, that means yolk, like the condition when yolk is there in the center of the cell, at that time it will be showing the superficial cleavage, and that is mainly observed in insect. Okay, and the example is your Drosophila. So Drosophila, it is going to show the superficial meroblastic cleavage. So this was the whole categorization of cleavage. From this area, there is an existence of different kind of question, that is mainly in your CSIR UGC net, mainly in part B. Okay, you're going to get questions from this area, that is mainly in part B, and obviously you have to memorize all these classification depending upon the egg condition, depending upon the special cleavage, or depending upon the complete or incomplete cleavage.